Hello guys, this is Suki, and I'm here to talk about the changes to Lancer and Dragoon in the latest patch 2.45 for Final Fantasy XIV, as well as quickly going over the nerfs to Ninja. I've got the patch notes here, and I'm just gonna go through them real quickly. So both Alien Edge and Shadowfang had TP increases by 10 each. So that went from 50 to 60 for Alien Edge and from 60 to 70 for Shadowfang, which, you know, that's not that big of a deal personally. They really don't have that many TP issues, and I don't think this is going to be making them run out of TP that much faster. You're definitely going to notice it, I bet, in longer fights, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal to me personally. What is bigger is Kiss of the Wasp and Kiss of the Viper now only affect physical attacks, meaning that your 20% buff from those kisses will not affect things like Raiton or Suiton or any of your ninjutsu skills really. Maybe Fuma Shuriken? Maybe, I don't know if that counts as a physical attack or not, but for the most part your ninjutsu skills will be unaffected by Kiss of the Wasp and Kiss of the Viper now, which those nerfs are pretty reasonable to me. They're not that bad. Ninjas they don't really have TP issues that often, I think. I mean, unless the fight drags on for really long or they die, obviously. And as for the kisses affecting only physical damage, it's still a nerf, but there are no potency decreases or anything like that to any of their skills, so I think ninjas are going to be just fine. And now, for the very much more exciting buffs to Dragoon and Lancer. I've been waiting for these for so long, and they're finally here, so let's go through them. First off, Impulse Drive. Thank you. No longer has a positional requirement at all. Now it will just do its full 180 potency from any side, whether that be front, the flank, or the rear, meaning that you can now also use it while you're soloing, and you can get to Disembowel and Chaos Thrust while soloing. That is freaking amazing. Awesome. I love this change. Also, because of this change, it is now no longer a cross-class ability and can only be used by Lancers and Dragoons, which is fine because I've never pulled Impulse Drive on my Monk or Ninja anyway, so that's fine with me. Heavy Thrust, also, no more positional requirements for it at all, meaning you can use it from the front, the flank, or the rear with no penalty. It will apply its effect regardless. Also, an amazing change. That's amazing. Like, if they had just done those two things, I would have been perfectly fine, but there's more, because Full Thrust had its combo potency increased from 330 to 360. That is a pretty big increase considering how many times you'll use Full Thrust in a fight. 30 potency increase, which I think is well needed because ninjas can hit almost as hard as a Dragoon, and I feel like that shouldn't be, but I guess now Dragoons hit a little bit harder, which is nice. Phlebotomize now has its dot effect increased from 25 to 30, so I think that's a 30 potency increase overall, so that's nice. Chaos Thrusts had its damage over time effect increased from 30 to 35, so that's a 50 potency increase, I think, and also has a new rear positional effect that will increase its, I'm guessing its initial attack potency, which I think is 200 now, by 50, so it'll do 250 from the rear initial, and then do its dot duration ticks as well. So that's overall a 100 potency increase to Chaos Thrust, which is pretty huge. Yeah, that's definitely liking these changes so far. Life Surge, enhanced Life Surge, so the trait that makes it better. Now reduce the recast time from 60 to 50 seconds. Nice. Get that bonus free crit every 50 seconds now. And Blood for Blood. The additional damage taken from acquiring enhanced Blood for Blood has been reduced from 25% to 15%. The actual damage, the 30% damage increase, has not been affected, so you still do 30% extra damage, but you now take 10% less damage, which, you know, is nice. You can definitely use it a lot more often without having to worry so much, I think. So yeah, that's it. This is also only for the enhanced Blood for Blood, so if you're pulling this as a cross-class ability, I'm guessing you're still going to take the full 25% extra damage. Also, for jump, for the Dragoon skill, recast time has been reduced from 40 to 30 seconds, so you now can do it even more. You can do jumps more, which you just have to be a little bit more careful when doing your jumps. You'll be doing them more often, so you have to plan accordingly. You can still get a slight animation lock on those jumps, so just make sure not to be doing them when there's AoEs going out or something. And finally, your magic defense will be increased comparatively to other melee DPS and archers. I've always seen, like, Dragoons, they've always had more physical defense and less magical defense, and it doesn't say anything about them lowering the physical defense. So now, as a Dragoon, you're going to have more physical defense, more vitality, and still take the same amount of magical damage as other DPS, basically, other physical damage dealers. So that's nice. That's definitely a nice little bonus that I guess Dragoons can have access to now. So, big changes to Dragoon. I've always liked Dragoon and enjoyed playing it, but due to its unforgiving nature of like heavy thrust and impulse drive, it was really frustrating playing it, and I always opted to play Monk instead in most situations. Now I definitely feel like Dragoons are more in line in terms of the amount of damage they can deal. These buffs are pretty substantial, I think, and definitely going to put them much more on Monk's heel. I'm pretty sure Monks will be able to do more damage still if they're equally skilled and geared, but Dragoons are definitely going to be right on their heels, I think, with these buffs. And that's it for this video. Due to a personal request, I will be working on a Dragoon guide, and hopefully this one will be a lot more fleshed out than my previous ninja guide, especially since I've had a lot more time with Dragoon itself. Until then, I do have Final Fantasy XIV gameplay videos I post regularly, as well as my Realm Relived series that I'm doing, which is basically just me leveling a new character and posting all of that good stuff, exciting and boring stuff. So, you know, if you want to sit through that, that's totally up to you. And if any of that interests you, then please do not hesitate to subscribe. I have a lot of fun doing these types of things, and I would appreciate your support. This was Suki from Baka Games, and just go enjoy those buffs and then go enjoy the rest of patch 2.45.